newsletter time at Uvesco Mobile Health and Fitness, this time for February 2015. The 5 points in this newsletter this time, I will tell you about parkrun. I will give you tips on how to keep your body cool. I will give you tips on how to keep your mind cool. I will tell you about some group sessions coming up in February. And last but not least, my juice smoothie of the month. So first up, parkrun. What is parkrun? Parkrun is amazing. If you're into running, or even if you want to get into running, it's an event put on, I don't even know by who, to be honest. I couldn't really find out how it came all about, but it's something run not just in Australia, not just here in WA, but actually in a few other countries all over the world. Every Saturday morning at 8 o'clock in different places here all over Perth is a 5K run organized for you to go and join for absolutely free. The thing is, you actually get timed. So once you hit the finish line, you get like a barcode thingy and they scan it through. And they will actually tell you how quick you've done. They will give you the stats in what position you came in, which position you're in your gender group, in your age group. So if you go every Saturday or even every second, third Saturday, you can track your progress on those 5K runs, which is pretty damn awesome, absolutely free. And more, you get to know more people that are into the same thing and share your passion and get support as well. And also actually having that in place, every Sunday or how many times you go, it gives you that little bit of motivation. Even though you don't really have to sign up for it or have to book in for the Saturdays you want to go, you can simply just rock up. It still gives you a little bit of motivation because you got it sitting in your schedule. So jump onto www.parkrun.com.au, have a look on it, and you do have to sign up once before you start to receive a number just for you, and so they can set up a little profile for yourself on their website. So go check it out, and may see you around at some stage. Second of all, tips to keep your body cool. Now that summer has finally kicked in and we're getting quite hot here, I've got quite a few tips and points for how to stay cool without having the aircon running 24/7. However, I'm not going to talk through all of them because there's quite a few. So just jump onto the actual newsletter and have a read. But my favorites are probably to wear light, airy cotton. You can, if you're going to bed, take a cold wet towel with you or just like a face wash and place that on your body. However, if you're a bit sensitive to that kind of stuff, be careful because you might wake up with stuffed sinuses the next morning. Same if you've got a fan running. Me personally, I'm quite sensitive to having air blowing right across me all the time. So having a fan going in my room, or even just having a draft going, so open up the house overnight and having the wind going through. If it's too cold, it will definitely leave me with some stuffed sinuses on the next day. But that's another tip there. So you just open your house, get a draft happening for the cooler air at night to cool the house down again. If you've got a 2-story house, take your bedroom is upstairs, take your mattress downstairs or create a little nest downstairs in the cooler rooms and sleep there. What else can you do throughout the day? Have some icy treats in the freezer, preferably stuff like just fresh fruit juice frozen on a little icy pole stick of some sort. And suck away on that one. Chuck your feet in a cold bucket of ice. Have a cool shower every now and then. You can grab a hot water bottle, but fill it with water, chuck it in the freezer, and it gives you a nice ice block that you can take to bed with you, and it will obviously thaw overnight and release a little bit of coolness into the bed. And yeah, I think they're probably my favorite points, the ones that I can think of straight away for now. I'm just going to scroll through what I've written to see if there was anything else worth mentioning. Oh yeah, another good thing if you've got one at home, not a hot water bottle, but one of those grain cushions that you chuck in the microwave that gets real warm and you use for sore muscles. Same again, you can actually chuck that one in the freezer and it will do the exact opposite, so that's pretty cool as well. If you've got pets, I hope I really don't have to mention this, really, don't leave them in a hot car, even with the windows down. It just gets so freaking hot in those things. Take them with you or leave them at home. If you leave them at home, make sure they've always got some cold water or cool water accessible, some shade they can sit in and relax, because obviously they don't sweat through the skin. So just make sure you always got a cool, nice, shady spot and some cool treats for them as well. Hop onto Google, just Google pet icy treats or whatever, and there's tons of recipes on what to do and how you can help your lovely furry friends to stay cool over the hot days. So that's that one wrapped up. Next one up is not just how to keep your body cool, but also how to keep your mind cool. So obviously this one is not just for hot days, even though some people get really stressed out by the hot weather, but more so for when you're stressed out, freaking out, anxious, whatever the thing maybe that's going on for you. So first up, I'm not going to tell you to reduce your stress, because that's obviously not going to work. We've heard it so many times, and all it does, it stresses us more out, because in our day and age where you kind of need to be connected 24/7 at all times, because if you're not, you're just not cool and you're just not up to date with what's happening. Reducing your stress is almost impossible. So it's really more about how to deal with the stress that we have. So if it's work, if it's at home with the kids, if it's for me running my own business, whatever it is that stresses you out. Even sometimes, I don't know about you guys, but if I'm a bit overworked and I go somewhere where it's really noisy, like just going out, catching up for coffee with a friend, which is actually a nice thing to do, but if we end up in a coffee shop where it's just really noisy, I just, I really get anxious and frustrated because I can't block out the noise around me, and it just really drives me over the edge. So stuff like that. So it's how in those situations can we help ourselves to keep a cool mind. As an ongoing practice, meditation is a good thing to do, just to give our mind, our brain a break every now and then. For me, to be honest, meditation means to be in the moment. So it's got nothing to do and necessarily to stop thinking 100%. That's kind of where we want to get to, like, if you do practice meditation. But just for everyday use, it's really just to stay in the moment and not let your mind chatter all the time. So for me, that actually happens when I do massage. When I massage, I'm right there, I'm feeling how the body responds to the treatment, where there's tightness in the body, how the patient underneath my hands reacts, and it really does keep me just right there, right on what I'm doing. So just, it's very individual what that may be for you, but as I said, it's something you can do, something you can even think about, as long as it's flowing thoughts, so not chitter and chatter and going from A to Z to D back to A to Z, like it's A, B, C. It just takes you nicely in a flow, but staying in the moment in what's happening right now. So if you've got something that you can do every day to just do that for half an hour, that makes a big difference, just shutting down that chatter in your mind. Another thing you can do, and I do have my little cheat sheet down here, so excuse me if I'm scrolling down sometimes. I just want to stay in line with what I've written. Focusing on the good things. So whenever we've got something bad happen to us, we kind of tend to completely freak out and get really stuck on all that bad stuff that's apparently happening in our life. But I'll ask you to, when something like that happens, sit back, close your eyes, and actually think about what there is good in your life. And I promise you, you'll come up with at least 3 things that are good, that you're grateful for, and that actually make you happy. So it's just reminding ourselves that our life isn't that bad. It's just that one thing that really happened or came along or whatever, but overall we look at our lives and there's always something we can be grateful and happy about. Another few things, and I've written about that in an earlier blog as well, is how we actually talk to ourselves and what we do to ourselves. We are our own worst critic, really. So it's all about that. inner self-negative talk. You're not good enough, you're not thin enough, you don't look good enough, you suck at this, I can't do this, all that mind chatter on the inside. So I don't want to go too deep into that, because as I said, it's not too long ago I've actually written a whole blog on that. But again, it's practice self-compassion. So acknowledge and accept reality, and don't get trapped in your mind telling you what you could be, what you should be. But just accept reality, what's really there. So if you've done a job and you think you haven't done good, go and talk to someone else about it, and I'm sure they're going to tell you, no mate, you've done pretty good here, it's all good. So yeah, don't talk yourself down all the time. Listen a bit more to what your friends, your colleagues, or even strangers tell you. Strangers are actually probably the best, because they've got no preconception of you, and they are not afraid of telling you what it is, because they don't care if you like them or not. So go and ask a stranger. Setting routines, and I know that's pretty boring, but it can really help to declutter your life in certain areas. So if you've got set routines every day, it actually gives your brain a break, not having to think about certain things all the time, over and over and over again. So if that is your meal times that are set as a routine, or I don't know, your sport, if you can manage to have that as a routine set, which doesn't mean it need to be the same time every day, but at least you've got it in schedule for every day or every second day at a certain time, pre-scheduled for a few weeks or months to come. So having routines, using a schedule, using a diary, and making appointments for yourself, taking time out for yourself, putting that into your schedule, a really, really good thing to do. Creating a journal as well can help to deal with stress a bit better. So writing down what's been going on for you in your life. If you don't have anyone to talk to really, sometimes it can help just to write it down onto paper, to take it out of your brain, put it on paper, and then forget about it. So yeah, that can be another thing that can help. Creating a to-do list kind of goes along with keeping a schedule, or using a diary. So making a list of the things you have to do and prioritize. And important things here is also, and let me get this right, because I only heard about that the other day, there is important things and urgent things. And there are two different type of things, obviously, to look out for. So urgent is kind of what screams at you all the time, like, oh, I need to get done, I need to get done, I need to get done. But look further into it and see what the main thing to look at really is. The things you need to do, those should be prioritized, that will lead to an outcome that will then take you further. So cleaning the house may be urgent because it's all around you and it screams at you like, I need to get cleaned. But if you're working from home in your own business, for example, or whatever it may be, that is probably more important than cleaning the house, because cleaning the house is not going to get you anywhere, except you may be at the point where you just need to have a break from sitting at the computer all day thinking about what you need to do for your business. But yeah, in general, urgent things that scream out loud at you most of the times aren't the things that should be done first to do. So same like email checking, for example, Facebook. The other thing is screaming at you. Log out, shut them down, shut the tabs down, and make a schedule for when you're going to check your emails, when you're going to check your Facebook. Don't have it open and around you all day, 24/7. And last but not least, all those tips I've just talked about, you have to obviously experiment with them. Not everything is going to work for you. What works for you might not work for your friend. It's always an individual thing, so go out, have a play, and I hope at least one or two of those things that I just mentioned will make a difference for you and help you to keep a cool mind. And number 4, I've decided pretty much out of the blue, or just over the last week, that I will be running free group sessions, free group fitness sessions over the months of Feb. I'll be doing 3 sessions in the first week, 3 sessions in the last week, and 2 sessions in the 2 weeks in between. They will be on different days, but all sessions will start at 9:30 a.m. So I'm aiming for people that aren't into early morning exercise, or have kids at home, actually need to get kids and husband off to school and work, and then have time to do something for themselves. So please go back into the newsletter, or even jump into my Facebook page, and you'll find the schedule there. And have a look if any of those sessions would suit you. They're all outdoors, as all my training is, and you've got three different types of sessions to join. So have a look if any of the sessions would suit you. If not, please tell your friends, tell your family, your colleagues. Maybe there will be someone there that has the time and wants to do something different and experience something different, risk-free, at no charge, and have some fun. And you don't even have to sign up or let me know. I'll be actually on at the places where everything will be happening. So all you have to do is rock up by 9:30 with a water bottle and a towel and some enthusiasm, and then we can get started. So I'm quite excited, and I hope that I won't be all by myself for all of the months of Feb. And that leaves me with the juice of the month, and which is actually not a juice of the month, but I will take you into the kitchen in a second and show you what I've done this for this hot weather that we have been having lately. So I'll see you back in a sec. Alrighty, so what I've prepared for today is neither a juice nor a smoothie. It's literally just an infused water, and I've had that in the fridge for the last few hours to get it nice and chilled on a hot day like this. So what you got in here is simply some lemon, some fresh mint, and cucumber. So very hydrating, oh, and filtered water for sure. Very hydrating, very refreshing, and nice and cold from the fridge. The perfect drink to cool you down and rehydrate you on a hot summer day. So nice. The mint is beautiful in there with the cucumber, just absolutely nice and amazing. So yeah, enjoy, and see you next time. See ya.